Front Row MMA here with Sean Kelly. Sean, you looking to make your pro debut in December. You've racked up a pretty impressive record as an amateur, and how has life on the amateur circuit sort of prepared you for the pro debut?
I'd advise most fighters to go down the amateur route. Getting in the cage is quite a big thing. It's certainly not the same as sparring or any other kind of training that you can do. It's certainly a different experience. I think it's prepared me well because it shows me what kind of level I'm at against other guys that are preparing for fights. I mean, you can train with the guys in the gym, but you get familiar with styles and people who are in and out of fight camps, people who are not necessarily as fit as you are or they're fitter. So I think it's a good step to take.
You have a boxing background. Is there a big difference in stepping in the ring for a fight and stepping in the cage, or is that pretty much on par?
I only ever done amateur boxing, so you got bigger gloves on, you've got head guard. I think personally I felt a little bit more safer with the boxing, just a little bit more protection and things like that. MMA, there's a lot more that can go on, a lot more different disciplines. Definitely felt a bit safer in the boxing, but the MMA is something I fell in love with over the last few years.
And why is now the time? Why is it this is the time I'm ready to go pro? What sort of fueled that?
I've had a good think about it. I took my age into consideration. I'm 28 now. I would like to have had a few more fights if I was a few years younger, but if I'm going to have a go at it, it's got to be pretty soon.
And is it going to be fighting as a career choice? This is what you want to do, or full-time, no other distractions, or is that just not possible at the moment?
No, that's not possible. I think to make it big in the MMA world, there's very few fighters that can make a very good living out of it. I've got quite a good job at the minute. They look after me, and I can work around my job for training, twice a day or something like that. So it suits me. It's quite comfortable. I do it as a sport. It's something I love to do, but I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket and walk out on my job and try and earn a living getting my face pushed in.
We've seen you fight a bunch of times, and I think it's fair to say that you're quite a cerebral fighter. You use your head in there a lot. You're very intelligent in the choices that you make in the cage. Does that come from the team that you train with, or does that come from perhaps having the boxing background, where if you start winging wildly, you're going to get tagged a lot? Where does kind of your fighting style come from? Because
I think I'm pretty much a laid-back person. It's like a very personal thing to me. I've always been a bit of a thinker. I've never run into things like blind. I always try to find the easy way through fights, and I could go in there winging and try and get the knockout. I mean, it's good for the fans, but at the end of the day, I'm going there to win, and I'll do whatever I can to do that. Obviously, without getting too much punishment to myself. So
you're just as happy to go 3 or 5 rounds dominating and sort of, as opposed to looking for the submission of the night or knockout of the night in the first round.
No, I always try to fight my fights sensibly. I mean, if it goes a full distance, it goes a distance. Training at UTC, the cardio's training is unreal, so it's never going to be an issue. If I see an opportunity to finish a fight, I'm going to jump all over it, like I did in the last fight. But if it doesn't come up, I'm not going to take wild risks. Unless I'm really far behind, then I might start taking a few risks to try and get the win. But otherwise, I'll try and keep a calm head. And
you're going now from 8-ounce gloves to 4-ounce gloves. I would suggest, and you can correct me, that one of your big assets as a fighter is your hands. Your hand speed, your boxing, your precision. Is it a case that is that what you think your greatest asset as a fighter is? Is it your hands, or is there more to Sean Kelly than his boxing?
I think because I did boxing before, I think at first it's like the more natural thing to do, come more natural when I was under pressure of the crowd and the cameras and all that kind of thing. But I'm certainly not in training, and I showed in my last fight my grappling is not too bad either.
Well, you've inflicted some pretty heavy damage with 8-ounce gloves. I mean, you've broken noses, you've injured eye sockets. How dangerous are you going to be in 4-ounce gloves?
Well, hopefully I'll be able to finish a lot more fights with the 4-ounce gloves. I'd like to get a knockout, but as I said, if it comes along, it comes along. A lot of the time when I'm training on the bags and pads, I do train for power rather than a lot of people that try and score shots. And I mean, most of the time if I hit people, I'm trying to hurt them. But it's not a tickling contest at the end of the day. You're there to finish the fight, and you don't get paid for overtime. So
have you done all your MMA training with UTC? Or the majority of it?
The majority. I did some no-gi grappling before I come to UTC, but when I'd come here I had no wrestling, or not done Thai boxing, or I'd not really put it together as a whole.
So is the UTC as a family, how has that helped sort of push you forward as a fighter? Because it seems all of you guys are really tight.
Yeah.
How important is that?
I think it's really, really quite important. We've got quite a lot of active fighters at the minute. I mean, there's probably 20, 25 fighters, and probably about 6, 7 out of them are all around my weight division. And you've always got guys that are coming in and out of fights, so that the fitness level is quite high. You guys are pushing through your cardio, and we've actually had a lot of new people coming into the gym. I think because of Vaughan's success in the UFC and a lot of publicity, and new guys coming in, and it helps a lot training with all the different guys, different styles, and it's really good here.
Again, it seems that you guys are really tight. Are you going to follow the route of some of the other fighters and do a little bit of coaching, a little bit of cornering, kind of round the game out, or are you just going to focus on getting in the cage? And some of the guys do the coaching and stuff. Obviously they work as part of the gym. I've got a full-time job as well. I mean, if they were short on coaches or something, could obviously support the gym. As I say, it's like we look at it as part of a family. I mean, if they asked me to do something, I'd do it if I could. And again, fight hopefully coming up around December 2nd time.
Yeah.
After that, how active would you hope to be during 2013? 3, 4 fights, 5, 6?
Well, this year so far, I've only had the one bout. I had some exams at college, and I've had a few injuries as well. I tried to fight on Rage in the Cage in the 15th September, but I couldn't get an opponent for that. I'm going away shortly to America for 2 weeks, so when I come back that'll give me 8 weeks to get ready for December. But as of next year, I hope to get maybe 4 or 5 pro bouts under my belt.
And there are lots of sort of, part-time is the wrong word, but if you look at someone like Rob Sinclair, who has a full-time job, he's also the Bama lightweight champ. Do you hope to step up in the echelons of MMA? Do you want to compete on the biggest stage in the world?
Yeah, I would like to, but obviously you've got to work your way through the ranks, and you've got to see how you compete and compare against the guys at a higher level. I mean, where I've been fighting so far, it's very much the base level of MMA, amateur level. So I don't think there'll be too much different change into the professional ranks, as I've been fighting with the full ground and pound rules for each one of my bouts. So it's only like smaller gloves, which would probably benefit me in here, because I'm a bit of a puncher. And the rounds are slightly longer, but the cardio's never been an issue. And obviously you get paid for it as well, so it's a bit of a bonus.
Well, we want to wish you the best of luck in your training, and we look forward to your fight in December if it comes off. And again, thanks very much for your time, and good luck in the future.
Cheers, thank you.
Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to, or thanks?
Big shout out to UTC, USN and Bad Boy, all the sponsorships and support, all the coaches, training partners, Front Row MMA as well. You're doing a great job promoting wearing us MMA guys. To be honest, I found it like good for publicity. I mean, it helps me bring a lot of guys to come along and watch me fight. The interviews just gets them a bit more involved today. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, thanks very much, and again, best of luck for your fight coming up in December. Cheers.
Thank you.